Hello and welcome to Editing with My Wife. Now with more passion, fervor. My name's The Hooded Philosopher and I'm here with Cheesy Loops. Cheesy Loops, give us that passion, that fervor.
Hi!
There it is. All summed up in one word.
I love you.
Yeah, what? That's so sweet. I love you too.
You're amazing.
Only as amazing as those who bolster me.
Look, I made a cinnamon roll.
Is this a
It's a cinnamon roll.
I'll eat it.
No, don't eat my cinnamon roll.
Alright,
I got to still put drizzle on it.
let's read this dribble.
It's not dribble, it's cute. And I love it. Chapter 7. You captured my heart.
If only it didn't hurt so much.
We're going to do that again. And you're not going to put my candy in your mouth. Chapter 7. You captured my heart.
If only it didn't hurt so much.
Walking across through the forest floor. Hoo-ah. Yeah, you want to get your highlighter ready there, buddy. Walking across through the forest floor, the trees were strangely quiet. Zeka was not. When I last saw Frick, he was talking to Flack. That little baker loves to fight. Did you know that he killed 15 Gricks by placing a bomb in a freshly baked bread? He must have been hungry.
Flack. Sorry, that should be crust. Weird.
We were inside a Grickstown. Only 4 of us left. He made 4 loaves in her local bakery. We ate. They exploded. It was delicious and beautiful. She paused to think about the memory. Zeka was powerful. Her abilities rivals Frick's own. He hoped that May would take this moment to learn more about his power. He hoped that May would take a moment to learn more about his source of power. Jeezy Pete's. I should read that just fine. How's your magic doing? May asked. Zeka was writing next to her. It's the strangest thing. I can even touch the arcane. My muscles are completely gone.
Can't.
Can't. Muscles? May questioned. Our magic is like a muscle. You pull on it, something happens. Florian taught us that the muscle pulls on the divine arcane's will, allowing what needs to be done, Zeka explained, then continued. May had been feeling different herself. The trees were quiet. Rain began to fall. May became concerned. Even the river was silent. Zeka was still talking when Malgastaflorian explained to me that the divine arcane chooses his disciples with great care.
I see what happened. She stopped listening. So did Frick.
It took him hours too. She looked at May, confused. What was that? It was May's turn to be confused. I didn't say anything. The rain came down a little harder. Zeka turned back. Malgastaflorian taught me how to use the arcane muscles. She paused to look at May. I know it's rude to interrupt someone when they're talking. She had a frustrated look that made May laugh. Oh, you know it's rude to interrupt Oh no. Oh no.
Okay.
I think I know what happened. I have said nothing. A raindrop landed on her nose. May put it together. What is it saying? She asked. I can't tell. It's like half words. May smiled a knowing smile. How do you pull on the muscle? Zeka put her hood up. It's like a feeling. It's a feeling, like sight or sound. Your mind can find them and tug on them if you do. Well, different things happen. I once pulled on an arcane muscle.
Different things happen.
Okay. I once pulled on an arcane muscle. It broke my leg. Another time I pulled on an arcane sliver, a visible muscle. It teleported me into a Grixian laboratory where they were looking into different applications for their new incendiary devices. They were harvesting magic from a different place. They were stealing it from the divine arcane. It was among the possibilities he holds so dear. May could feel the muscles. She understood better than to pull on anything. The muscles confirmed what she thought, and she began to laugh loudly. I think we switched powers. How could anyone do that? Zeka asked rhetorically, knowing full well the muscles could do literally anything. May was still laughing. Frustration grew visible on her face. You know you should lower the hood. Not many new nature disciples have the chance to hear the rain on their first day. Zeka did what May asked. She closed her eyes, leaning her head back, putting her face into the rain. They rode like that for longer than May expected. She thought to the last time she was in the river. It always had a lot to say. Rain was no exception. It was more helpful. They are more talkative than me, Zeka said, wiping off her face, returning her eyes to the forest. May laughed again. What did they say? Eric is on the move. He's going to the town to the north. You should keep your eyes on the trees, too. They're a little more quiet. Zeka pointed into the distance. We should head that way. We'll save a day. It's nice to have friends in nature, isn't it, Zeka? There is a muscle that feels a little like the muscle... There is a muscle that feels a little like the muscle rides through your pinky finger. Look for it. May searched for the feeling she described, asking, what does it do? If it is my magic, it'll remove several decades from your age, Zeka explained, smiling. May thought about it, and when she found it, I like my face.
She thought about it when she found it.
Mm-hmm.
I like my face.
We need to know it's my magic. Pulled gently. There was a caution to Zeka's tone that worried her. She slowly pulled on the muscle. The wrinkles on her face faded, then returned. She let go.
Turned when she let go, I see.
Mm-hmm. I knew it. She was suddenly distracted, staring into the foliage. What are they saying? May asked. She had a confused look on her face. They say Eric is fleeting. Help Eric for frick's sake. Nature does not deceive. Something even bigger than the war is going on, May warned. That was so cool!
It's a thing.
You know, it's rude to interrupt. And in that moment, I'm like, wait. Oh! See, this chapter right here is what I love about authors.
Yeah.
They give you the hint. You have to find it yourself.
Yeah. It's just a hint, too. It isn't necessarily telling you the whole story.
No, but it's there.
Mm-hmm.
It's there. If you know what you're looking for, it's there. It's kind of like May's way of talking to the forest. If you know what you're looking for,
you can see it.
You can see it. All right, let's fix.
I think I lost track in the middle when you were reading. I was just kind of picturing the story.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really paying attention all that well.
That's okay. There wasn't. I mean, you mostly marked most everything that I would have tried to fix.
And then I think at the end I could say something else, just like, ooh.
No caps. Nope. We didn't make any hydration before we started.
Something about something. Never mind. I don't know what I'm saying.
We can always add it.
It was like they pressed on with their horses, even though the horses were getting tired. You know, it's like they're riding it real hard.
I'd say the only thing is she says it a lot is what did they say? What did they say? But it also leans into the fact that May can't hear them, and she's so used to it. She's been doing it for years. What did they say? What did they say? What did they say?
She's missing another part of her. She's missing her husband and her magic.
It's kind of sad.
It's okay.
Alright. We need to know it's my magic. Pull gently. There was caution to Zeka's tone that worried her. She slowly pulled on the muscle. The wrinkles on her face faded, then returned when she let go.
Yeah, like I just need to be more elaborate there. So it's oops.
Oh, stupid white.
Is it just when?
Yeah.
Or is it two sentences?
No. When she let go. The wrinkles on her face faded, then returned when she let go. No, just put a comma there. It's one complete sentence. Yeah. May thought about it.
Comma. This is another one where it just be a comma.
When she found it, said. May thought about it when she found it. I like my face. Okay. There's a muscle that feels a little light.
When she found it, May thought about it. I like my face. I need to flip them.
Yes, you need to flip them.
That's what it is. Can you flip them for me? You can do it real
Yep,
easy.
I can do it real easy.
And my comma can just stay there. Well, you want to grab period. Oh.
Nope. He controls Z that mess. Thank you.
Patient. There it is.
You didn't need to decapitalize May.
Oh, you're right. My mind is saying that that's not the... That was the start of the sentence before. So it needed to be decapitalized, not because it was proper. Alright.
When she found it, May thought for a moment.
Okay.
Wow, that was a weird glitch. This sentence here. Yeah, there's a muscle that feels...
Like the muscle that rides through your pinky finger.
Okay. Feels a little like the muscle that rides through your pinky finger.
Like
so you're kind of right here.
Feeling, yeah, this feeling right here, that feeling you get. That's what she's doing. In her magical way, she's pulling that kind of a muscle, and it tightens up all the facial features.
So it's like... It feels like when they're
It's not this muscle, though.
Right.
Don't mind you. It's a different thing entirely, but it feels like that. And that's the way that most of this magic is relayed as a feeling. Is what they're doing is pulling on a muscle. The muscle just looks different and feels different depending on what the magic is.
It's almost like when someone's first learning how to do this, they would, okay, I want to move this muscle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how does this feel? And so when they're doing the magic, they're doing this at first, but then as they get
it's like
better
they don't
with
have
it,
to move their hand.
they don't have to feel where that muscle is anymore. They know kind of.
And there's always a risk on the other side of pulling it. Always.
Mm-hmm.
You just pull on it. That's all it is, though. You just pull on the magic and it happens. That's Malgastiflorian's existence, is pulling on these muscles.
Mm-hmm.
These muscles that could just break your leg.
Oh,
He
yeah.
could just do anything. And his existence is pulling on very specific muscles at very specific times to get very specific results. Very, very interesting, I think.
Her thought went to the last time she was in the river. It always had a lot to say. Rain was no exception. Only it was more helpful. What was your problem here? Just comma?
Yeah. Well, how do you feel like it sounds?
It sounds like...
What's the difference between the rain and the water?
The river.
Or rain and the river, yeah.
There seems to be more excitation in a river. And so it's going to talk about the little things, whereas the rain...
A collective almost as well. Like the way the river behaves, not just the individual raindrop experience.
Well, so for me, like, the river has all the life inside of it, plus, like, yeah, the rain sees a lot of things from the height, but it has a very short time to live, so it needs to relay its message fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Whereas the river has time to talk.
I mean, it joins its river brethren, these raindrops, but their view is different.
Mm-hmm.
They get a more aerial view than a spread out.
Well, you got to think about their origin too. It seems like the river, when you think about like the whole life cycle of water that circles through, the river is kind of a fresh being, whereas rain comes from the river, then the ocean, then it
cycles back up.
It cycles back up, so it's an older version of the water that's in the river.
Yeah.
So it's wiser.
Or it's a refreshed, a reborn version of what's in the river.
Mm.
Like, what's that term? When you die and then your spirit gets used in another being. Reincarnation. Yeah, it's almost like a reincarnation cycle.
It's kind of that middle ground between both.
Yeah.
So it can have some of its old memories, and once it gets to the river,
an enigma.
That's
the point I'm trying to make, I think. It's just an enigma.
Mm-hmm.
Not something we can quite grasp with our minds.
I like the sentences, you should lower the hood. Not many new nature disciples have the chance to hear the rain on their first day. Mm-hmm. And Zeka follows suit.
Mm-hmm.
She understands what May is trying to express here.
Yeah, just right away.
Yeah.
Like, she isn't getting it at first.
Delete your red mark so we can see what you want. Is it just a capitalization of May?
Mm-hmm. Unless there's something else that could be said here.
Don't think so. No, this is a beautiful sentence. I love it.
Should we capitalize at the start?
That should be she.
Mm.
And they rode like that for longer than they expected. So she was expecting Zeka not to
kind of be afraid
embrace
of it
as much as she did.
But if you think about it, if she's such a talkative person, that would be kind of almost second nature.
They're more talkative than me.
Mm-hmm.
It's so cute. Just this.
And this is where I lost. I wasn't actually keeping track in this section.
It was May's turn. What was that? I didn't say anything. Rain came down a little harder. Zeka turned back. I guess Florian taught me how to use the arcane muscles. She paused to look at May. It's rude to interrupt someone when they're talking.
And it made May laugh, but why?
Because she's realizing what's happening.
Because she's realizing she's taking it so seriously. She's taking it seriously, and she just started laughing because of what Ubuk said. Disarm her.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And so she does. She laughs at it because she's not doing it either. She's just laughing now. Like it's a joke.
Smiled a knowing smile. How do you pull on the muscles? Zeka put her hood up. It's like a feeling, like sight or sound. Your mind can find them and tug on them if you do. Well, different things happen. I once pulled on an arcane muscle. It broke my leg. It broke. That's how it slowly says. Okay.
Where did it say that? Broke? Oh, you said that.
I said broke. No.
Well, there's nothing in here you think needs to be worried about, like this particular section, maybe.
No. Another time I pulled on an arcane sliver, a visible muscle. It teleported me into a Grixian laboratory where they were looking into different applications for their new incendiary devices. They were harvesting magic from a different place. It's like the divine arcane transported her there to stop them because they were stealing their its magic. Mm-hmm. No, I think this is great.
Which is what happens to Van Florian.
Uh-huh.
But he's got a special errand. It's getting him this way.
So this here, it says Zeka was still talking when...
Yeah, so this was these two are together. I need to be more clear that Zeka's still talking, but May is now like listening to the narration and thinking to herself and ignoring her. Because she's a talkative person and what she's saying right now isn't as important as her feelings about missing her trees and her river all of a sudden. Not realizing that was going to happen. You see? And then she went back into talking when she stopped.
Right. So instead of Zeka was still talking,
Zeka explained,
hold
but
on.
May stopped listening. May had been feeling different herself. The trees were quiet. Rain began to fall. When May became concerned, even the river was silent.
Zeka was still talking. Just get rid of this one.
I think that should say rain. But the river and the rain could be the same thing.
I'm sure she can still hear river. So.
Not if she's not near it. Like if you're not in the water, then the water is not there.
Okay.
But with the rain, it could be I was referring to it all as the same thing. That the rain and the river are the same thing.
Mm.
So I'm okay with leaving it river, but I don't want it to come off as this is specifically the river. This is actually just the water, basically.
Okay.
But she would call it the river. Because that cycle is a river in a way. The water going up.
Maybe
into the
it
clouds
should
and
be
down
even the
below.
rain was silent then. Just to be clear.
Where?
Even the river was silent.
Yeah, it should just be rain. That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, it should be rain. Because the rain began to fall.
It just started.
She became concerned. Even the rain was silent.
I guess this could be a comma too.
Yes.
I don't know.
Gary, you're good.
Yeah, you say that. You do it. It's not that hard, not that easy.
It sucks.
And this was,
Zeka explained.
and then continued, but may stop listening.
Yeah. Wow.
It's this.
Fix fix everything. And then capitalize May.
Oh, come on, May. Why does your name have to be so impersonal? Excuse me.
It's just, Control Z that. Control Z. There you go.
That was weird.
Can't.
Oh.
It's the strangest thing. I can't even touch the arcane. My muscles are completely gone. Yeah, that's good. He hoped that May would take this moment to learn about his source of power. To learn more about his source of power. Well, why'd you highlight that? Is it just because I was struggling through it and you're wondering if there's a way to fix it?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
And,
I think it's just a struggle that I had.
it's the hat thinking.
Zeka was powerful. Her abilities rivaled Frick's own. He hoped
He
that...
had always.
Okay.
But that doesn't make any sense because he can't have always in this moment.
Moment arised for...
How do you do that?
What?
Alright.
To take this moment to learn more about...
A rose? A moment... a moment appeared?
Arise. A moment arised.
That's the thing. It's saying that isn't a word.
Interesting. A moment appeared.
Arrived?
A moment arrived for May to take this moment to learn more about Frick's power. Source of power.
Can.
Yes.
A
And then
moment
change
came
this from his to Frick.
to yeah, because I need it's a bad, yeah, it's bad.
Okay. Zeka was powerful. Her abilities rivaled Frick's own. And do an S there.
Yes. So he's aware she's stronger than him.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that mean about if they did indeed swap powers?
Uh-oh.
May's more powerful than Frick.
Alright, this sentence is a little... So delete that so we can see.
You know, it's just spelling.
He made 4 loaves in her local bakery?
This village of Greeks.
Oh, I wonder if this was like an original name you had for him. And
This is I know, but I know. No, actually, the funny thing is, I started this book with Crest as the author that he was reading. That's like the baker who I like to write books.
So who's Flack?
That's the weirdest thing. I have no idea why it says Flack. I wrote this 7 days after I wrote the other thing.
And it says her too, her local bakery. So is it a different baker?
The her is relating to the town, the town they had invaded. We were inside of Grick's town. Only 4 of us left. He made 4 loaves in her local bakery, the town's local bakery.
So instead of saying her, say the local.
It's dialogue, and who's saying it?
Zeka. In their local bakery. It looks like it's supposed to be there.
It could be, yeah. And there works.
We ate. They exploded. They ate the bread that had the bombs in it. And
No, they had 4 loaves, so they didn't need all 4.
Ah.
So they had some bread, and then they put bombs in some other bread, set it out for other people to come get, and boom.
Okay, so this needs to be changed to...
Crest, that's so strange.
I'm gonna laugh if there's a flack that comes up later. Who's a baker? Last I saw Frick, he was talking to Crest. That little baker loves to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Walking across through the forest floor.
Ooh, I got my way.
Hey, stop. I gotcha. Walking through the forest.
Why am I capitalizing?
As the horses trampled through the forest.
Just recap it.
Don't get rid of floor too.
That's fine, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
It's an interesting trick. If you double click, it gets the word. Just click and I can delete the word.
Yeah. I wasn't meaning to highlight the whole thing though.
Well, you did want it gone.
As the horses trampled through the forest, the trees were strange and quiet. Zeka was not. That's much better read.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good chapter and it was cute. And I was excited when I was
Something
realizing.
happened.
I was excited when I realized that they had switched powers.
No, it's going to be even more exciting when you realize what's really going on. Like, it's not just that. It's more.
Uh-oh.
It's fun. I don't want to give anything away because it's a part of the story. The idea of a muscle you pull doing something else. You just have this muscle you can pull and then make something happen randomly. So if you could pull that muscle again and again, you could make this random thing happen again and again. So she figured out this little pinky muscle feeling that if she pulls on it, it straightens her face out.
Which is why she looks so young.
Yeah, which is what keeps her looking so youthful. Buxom.
Buxom.
And May doesn't really care.
No.
She doesn't. It's just she wanted to do it to prove to Zeka, and that's pretty much it.
And then released it, and it went back.
Went back to living her face. She liked it. It's a thing that I think nature disciples would say and do for sure.
Oh, definitely.
It's like, this is who I am. Whereas arcane disciples, they would pull the muscle. It's there. It's free.
The tree doesn't care about how old it is.
No. The earth doesn't care. It's ancient, and we love it anyway. And so, age is nothing. What matters is character.
No, this one is definitely
Zeka's
at the top of my favorite chapters right now.
Zeka's got character.
She does have
almost
some
more than May, but I don't think May is intended to be too flamboyant. But she'll be direct.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. She'll just say it sometimes.
You know it's rude to interrupt someone when they're talking.
It's funny. It's funny, yeah. People would do that. They hear a noise and think somebody said something, and they didn't. Especially if that noise was voices or sensation like that.
Right.
Some sort of communication sensation.
Especially when she's not expecting to hear other things talking to her. Except for the one person next to her, which is May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, unless she's pulling on certain muscles.
Yeah, but she would have to be thinking of that. Yeah.
She would know she's pulling a muscle.
It's
but
lucky
then again,
that May...
she can't feel her muscles, right?
It's lucky that May didn't just pull on something that she felt in herself. Because then she might have a broken leg.
Alright.
Anyway.
That's the cute little tale that happened so far. Let's get the next one down tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
We love you. Bye.
Bye.
Testing. Hello and welcome to testing. I'm the testing master, Mr. Testing Son. And this is Cheesy, the test subject pour jour.